Well, hello there. It's David. Welcome or welcome back to Cross Fitness, helping men and women get in the best spiritual shape of their lives, one workout at a time. Quick thought in this video that I'm calling Dealing with Difficult People. Okay, well, this is no news flash. We've all had to deal with difficult people. And to be honest with you, I've been that difficult person at times, haven't we all? But the thing that brought this up to me today, I just heard a story about the famous reformer Martin Luther, who had a contemporary. He was a friend. His name was Oleg Zwingli. Oleg Zwingli, and they were friends, but they came at some different theological conclusions. So much so that it threatened their friendship to dissolve it entirely. And so, as the story goes, Oleg climbed a high mountain, and was just kind of thinking about it, reflecting on that, praying about it, and while on that, in that wilderness experience, he looked and he saw like a cliff with a path on it. He saw two mountain goats meet one another head to head. One was descending from the pass, and the other one was ascending. And there was no room around. You couldn't go left, you couldn't go right. It was just a sheer drop off. And he watched with interest what's going to happen here. And so each of them backed up, and he thought, "Oh, here it is, game on. They're gonna butt one another and knock one another off to see who can pass." But the one that was ascending just laid down, and then the one that was descending just calmly just stepped right over it, and then they both stood up and continued on their way without incident. And it was in that moment Oleg commented that he said, "There is a path forward for me and my friend Martin Luther." And I thought, wow, I want to think about that. I've been thinking about it, really all morning before I turned the camera on. What does that mean? What does that mean to me? What does that mean to you? And what does that mean to us in resolving conflict and dealing with difficult people? You come to an impasse. It's like, there's so much divide right now. There's Republican versus Democrat, right? There's college football. There's Alabama versus Tennessee. There's Coke versus Pepsi. There's Ford versus Chevy. I mean, come on and on it goes. And yet, is there some common ground that can be gained through somebody taking initiative to be like Jesus? Someone not being a doormat to walk on, but being someone who will take initiative, be proactive, to yield. So, you know what? I'm not sure that this is a hill to die for. Just like those two goats. Someone could have died on that hill just to get by. But there was another way. And instinctively, by nature, they weren't wanting to hurt one another. They wanted just to get by. And they came up with a compromise. And they worked together, and they continued on their path safely. And so, what do you think about that today? Is there someone you're dealing with that you have some conflict with, and instead of having conflict, maybe you just need clarity, need clarification. You don't need a confrontation, maybe you just need clarification. Hey, help me understand what you meant when you said. Or, hey, I want to circle back around to something I said to you that I think I might have been a little out of line for, and I wonder if I can clarify that and, offer an apology that that maybe I didn't say that in the best way. I don't know. I'm just verbally processing here, but the point is clarification is better than confrontation. The other thing I've learned about dealing with difficult people is we never have all the facts. We just don't know the full story. It reminds me of a guy, it was around midnight. It was a father. His son called him up, said, "Hey, Dad, I need your credit card. Can you give me a credit card?" And, the dad kind of bristles up. It's like, "First of all, it's late. Son, you woke me up. Are you in jail? Do you need bail? Are you in a poker game and somebody's going to threaten to beat you up unless you give them some Venmo or sell them some money? I mean, what's the deal?" And the son said, Dad, I need the credit card to get out of the emergency room. And the conversation shifted. Why? Because there was a story there. And the father had a relationship with the son, and it wasn't about the money, it was about the boy. And that he was in the emergency room. What's happened? Tell me the story. And sometimes we just don't know people's story, man. We just don't know what they've been through or what they're going through. And it's pretty dangerous to judge a book by its cover and another person by their appearance or their countenance, because we just don't know. So, a couple things to think about today in dealing with people. And finally, you know, it's not the end of the world to esteem the needs of others as greater than our own, to prefer and defer to someone else in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, you know, and to just live, put our faith first and say, I'm going to act like Jesus. I'm going to clarify, not confront. I'm going to try to get the story. And I'm just going to take the high road of integrity. And I'm going to shake off offense. And I'm going to do my best to live at peace with all men. So, and then don't gossip about it. Don't brag about it. Yeah, well, I did this. I compromised and then posted on social media what a sweet person you are because you took the first step. No, that's not good either. Okay? That lends itself to pride. Anyway, just a few thoughts, just kind of verbally processing with you here. But I hope it helps you to deal with some difficult people, because we're all going to be dealing with them. And at times, frankly, we are that person. So let's offer lots of grace and mercy to people, because we're going to need it sooner or later our own selves. All right? For now, I'm David, your virtual mentor, reminding you that I'm always for you. Hey, I'm never against you. Grace and peace. Take care.